Well, finally, some big news on Way of the Hunter. Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome to our first look at some trailers and also some new news on Way of the Hunter, an open-world multiplayer hunting simulator coming on August 16th, 2022. Yes, less than a month now for the release of this one, where about a month ago on THQ Nordic's YouTube channel, I saw the announcement trailer for Way of the Hunter and thought, whoa, well that looks cool, but I'm sure that'll come out probably next year. But no, now it is confirmed that August 16th, 2022, Way of the Hunter will release, featuring maps in the Pacific Northwest of the United States and Canada, and also Transylvania, with probably more locations and weapons to be announced in the future, as well as all the different animals that you can hunt. I'm sure the basics are here, and we've seen things like, of course, deer and bear and boar, and hopefully more. Well, I'm really excited to see some competition for Hunter Call of the Wild, and also the Hunter Call of the Wild is making another kind of sequel known as the Angler Call of the Wild. So that is a separate game series from Way of the Hunter, this being made by THQ Nordic, and Call of the Wild being made by the same folks who also made Generation Zero, which is a beautiful, like 1980s Swedish open world, like anti-robot invasion shooting game. That is amazing. Very, very good. Love all of those games, but I'm happy to see some competition here now, finally, in the hunting sphere for the Hunter. And Way of the Hunter, hopefully, is a big blockbuster that shakes up things and helps us to get more and more games in this genre, because I really feel like it's an underserved area, and it definitely is a simulator that I'd love to see more of. Another great thing about this game, too, is that about a day ago, I saw that they also dropped the release date on the Xbox YouTube channel too, so it is likely that perhaps we could see Way of the Hunter be on Game Pass on day one release, and could possibly be cross-platform on, like, for example, Steam and Xbox, and that would be amazing. Well, a good thing about this game too is that it will feature open worlds, and as it says on their Steam store page, become the new owner of a hunting lodge nestled amongst gorgeous habitats and rich animal populations, explore vast open world environments, and hunt with the premium selection of firearms, and enjoy the perfect hunt on your own or with friends in co-op. That's got me excited. And here on their Steam store page, we can see the release date for it, releasing in about 4 weeks on August 16th, 2022, and then it'll be $39.99 with a pre-purchase Elite Edition, which will feature some other goodies in there as well, and full controller support is confirmed in different types of languages, and of course you can see also the pre-purchase offers there for the game. So very excited to see some competition in the hunting sphere, that is for sure. Taking a look at some of these beautiful images for the game, some of these trailers we'll go ahead and roll in the background for you as well, but just great to see a lot of the different wild animals and how the world looks. It definitely looks on par with, for example, Far Cry. I feel like it has something to do with the Crytek engine, although that, of course, is more for games like Hunt Showdown, which is another absolutely mind-blowingly beautiful game. But what this has got me excited for is, on this channel particularly, and I think for many of you, games like, for example, The Forest and Farming Simulator, and many other games that have to either do with open world survival or even just farming and doing that type of simulation for business, could really benefit from a game like this, where it's not just necessarily about the sport, although I feel like this is where this will primarily feature, with competing against your friend for the obviously heavier, larger animal, or more points on a buck, that type of thing. But I would love to see more games feature actual real-life hunting techniques, because there's, of course, only so many, and I'm sure many people will obviously make a direct comparison to this versus Hunter Call of the Wild. And so the question is, what would make this much more different? And I think, again, that Game Pass possibility would be huge for people to be able to get into something new for, just $1 via Game Pass, and experience whole new worlds that aren't yet available in other experiences. Some good competition, but I would love to see this also be a homesteading game. They do mention that we'll be owning and operating our own lodge, and it would be quite cool to be able to go out with AI characters and go out into the woods and bring them on hunts for certain animals, a duck and bear and geese or whatever may else be available. But the worlds look beautiful, and I want to see more mechanics and gameplay for these types of games that go more towards post-apocalyptic survival, or just surviving off the land in a homestead where, of course, if you're going to shoot a deer, it's because, well, you're going to be, eating it over the course of a season, and, of course, being able to build your own home in that. But this game will not have any of that. That's my dream game. I would love to see more realistic building and more realistic hunting in games where it's not just hunting minigame or a fishing minigame, but more diverse landscapes to build and to do those types of things. And however, that does not take away from this game looking amazing and the promise of all the exciting things we'll be able to do with all the different weapon types and such that will be in the game as well. A lot more to come out on this one, of course, as they're still working on it until its release on August 16th, 2022, and I'm hoping for some sort of a roadmap with free content in the future. I think this, compared to Hunter Call of the Wild, is lacking in terms of its destinations, but Hunter Call of the Wild has a parade of DLCs, which of course are all optional, which is good. If you're not interested in going to certain locations, you certainly don't have to. If you're interested in hunting more in Europe than you are any other location, then you can focus your DLCs there. But with this featuring the United States and Europe, at least there's several different diverse animals and landscapes that are somewhat similar, but yet also vastly different too. And it'd be cool to see different types of requirements for hunting and or layouts of the land. So of course we have vehicles, and I would love to see more for this game. So hopefully over the next month before its release, we get more and more surprises. I'm sure there's some things that the developers are keeping secret to up the hype until the release of Way of the Hunter. But I'd like to know from you, what do you think about this type of game, and what do you think about other types of games that are getting more competition in terms of open world survival games or simulators of, like, for example, fishing? When it comes to fishing too, there's certainly more competitive type games where it's all about bass and whatnot, and everything shows sponsorships, almost like a massive NASCAR event. But then also there's just beautiful, peaceful open world games, such as the new Angler game coming soon. Well, if you're a hunter or a fisherman, such as myself in the past, I think we should be more excited for these types of games for sure, as we have more options to get the ones that we will like the most, and it's always a good opportunity to connect with friends all over the world and hobbies that might just be too expensive to fly over to a friend's house and stay for a while just to go hunting. But these games are also very satisfying because, of course, in the course of 1 hour in a game such as this, you could end up with more deer than you could also bag in your entire life. So that's always a good thing. And it's good to see you all here. So thanks for dropping in for the release date. First look at some of these trailers. This is a game I also want to play on the channel. Many of you were asking if I would get back into Hunter Call of the Wild or try out the new Angler games. So the answer is yes. We'll be going back, of course, to Hunter Call of the Wild. We'll check out the Angler and Way of the Hunter when it releases on August 16th. 2022. Looking beautiful. I'll throw some more trailer stuff in there for you as well. The hype is definitely high for that one in those trailers. So hopefully the shooting and the exploration and all the tools that we get and ways to go around and the character customization and things that we can do lives up to all the hype. All right, well, thanks for dropping in, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the footage and your day, and thank you very much for watching, subscribing, and hanging out in our live stream chats. I'll see you all there. Goodbye.